This is Eyewitness News Up Close with Diana Williams.
Christine Quinn, Bill Thompson, Ray Kelly, those are the names we hear most often in the 2013 mayoral race. But this morning, another possible candidate, and he's willing to spend millions on his campaign. And a showdown in New Jersey over taxes. Governor Chris Christie wants to give homeowners a much-needed property tax break. But why aren't Democratic leaders saying no? Good morning and welcome to Up Close. I'm Diana Williams. We're going to hear from Governor Christie and New Jersey Senate President Steve Sweeney later in the program. But first, the New York City mayoral race. While most of us are focused on the elections this November, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that's now underway for the New York mayoral race in 2013. When it comes to Democrats, a lot of familiar names among the expected candidates: Christine Quinn, Bill Thompson, John Liu. But what about the Republican contenders? The most familiar name is Ray Kelly, though right now he seems adamant that he's not running. There's another name, a name you may not be all that familiar with: John Catsimatidis. And John is with us this morning. Good to have you here this morning.
Thank you.
And we should give a little background on you. You're a billionaire businessman, perhaps best known for Gristedes, the grocery store chain. And Forbes magazine says that you're worth about $2 billion. Is that all right? Sounds good. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
So why do you want to be mayor of New York City?
Well, you know, I came to New York as an infant, 6 months old, and I love New York. New York has been good to me. It's good to my family, and I'm concerned. I'm concerned that New York goes in the wrong direction. And you got to remember, New York City has a $70 billion budget. So the question is, whom do you trust with $70 billion? And who has the experience to manage 270,000 employees? And who has the experience to deal with the unions that the unions are not frothing at the mouth to get elected?
Right. But I want to point out, you considered running prior to this, about 4 years ago, when Mayor Bloomberg. Right.
I had a nomination in 2009,
right.
And I was running. I had a whole campaign staff hired,
right.
And we were going. And
then you decided no, when the mayor decided to stay in it.
Well, it's a little bit more than that. The mayor came to me and said to me, when he got back from his wanting to run to do something in national elections, and he realized it wasn't going to happen, he came back to New York. He came to me and said, John, I want you to help me I want to go for the third term, and I want you to help me get the nomination, and I want you to give your nomination back and influence the Republicans to give me the nomination. And he was going to spend, look, he was a good mayor for 8 years, and at that time I said, you know, I'm not an egomaniac. I'm not going to just, I wrote a very nice piece in the New York Post when I withdrew that I wanted the city to run properly for the next 4 years, and that he had the experience and he had the ability to win, and I did that.
So given that you have supported the mayor and been good to him in the past, would you expect that if you do run, if you were to run, that he would support you?
Well, I don't know who the mayor is going to support.
Because Christine Quinn seems to be counting on that support.
Well, she's voted his way for the last 4 years, so I would say she should count on that. But I think when it comes down to the very end, to the last 3 months, 4 months before the election, I think the mayor, being a very smart guy, he's going to look at the choices, whoever's the choices then, and I think he'll make the decision then, and he's not going to make it a year ahead of time.
Okay. So let's talk about how serious you are right now, because before you did kind of have a campaign staff going on. You don't have any of that at this point right now.
I've said to everybody that let's get the presidential race over with. Don't forget, all the consultants want to be on the payroll already. So it's nothing about consultants. It's about first getting the presidential election, because I don't think anybody in New York City is going to focus on that until then. So let's get November passed. Let's decide the fate of our country. Let's decide what the soul of our country is going to be in the future. And then we'll worry about New York. If Ray Kelly makes a decision in the future,
that's the other question here.
I don't think the decision is going to be made till January, February.
Okay, so if Ray Kelly is in, are you in as well, or are you not in?
Ray is a very good friend. He's kept our city safe for the last 10 years. He's done a great job. You know, a combination of Ray Kelly and Mike Bloomberg controlling the finances, gave confidence to the international community, to the national community, to make investments in New York. What you see in the last...
I'm hearing you're a fan of his, but tell me, if he's in, are you in?
I have said to Ray Kelly that if he wants the nod, then he should get the nod, because he's in first place in my...
So if we do the baseball analogy here, you're in the bullpen.
I've said I'm in the bullpen.
You're in the bullpen right now, and if Ray Kelly goes for it, then you're not going for it. But you still have to, you still kind of have to start making some plans, because it's not like you can start a campaign on a dime.
Starting maybe even September, I might put together an exploratory team, like we did last time, and do whatever the necessary things are going to be. But if Ray Kelly decides to run, we'll turn it over to him.
Okay. Ray Kelly does have a little bit of an Achilles heel with the stop and frisk program.
Well, let's look at that. I'm not against stop and frisk. I think it should be modified a little bit. Don't forget, 88% of the people that get arrested are in bad neighborhoods, and 88% of the people that get killed by illegal guns are in the same neighborhoods. So what stop and frisk does is protect the people in those neighborhoods. So I don't know who's out there yelling and screaming, but the future mayor, like the Wall Street crowd, were mostly paid political operatives until the unions came in. Whoever is the future mayor cannot panic every time 12 people demonstrate. And that is the biggest fault of any of our politicians. Panic.
And you say you wouldn't do that?
I don't panic.
You don't panic. Well, you also, have the added benefit of being able to finance your own campaign. How much money would you be willing to spend if you're the one who is running against Christine Quinn or whoever on the Democratic side is the nominee? It goes in stages.
Don't forget, I don't want to fight a war that I cannot win. I only want to fight a war that I could win. I'm here to make New York City better. Like I said in the past, Blumberg is getting paid $1. I'm going to work for 99 cents.
You'll work for
because I'm a grocer, but I have a special. I just want to help New York, and my only
But there's other ways to help New York instead of being just the mayor of New York, right?
After 4 years of being mayor, people said he did a great job. That's all I'm interested in. I'm not looking for a future job. I'm not looking for anything that's going to take care of my future career. I'm just looking to go down in history that I did a great job. And that's very important.
Are you saying you would only do one term?
I might do 2 terms, but it depends.
Okay.
It depends where it is at the end of the 1 or 4 terms.
Yeah. Yeah, you are part of the 1%.
Yes.
So,
But you got to remember where I came from.
Okay.
I came from the bottom part of the 99%.
Right.
The very bottom.
But how do you convince the other 99% that they should vote for you? Because where
did I come from? I came from a little Greek island when I was born 6 months old, where I could have been the largest sheep herder on the island. I came from 135th Street, where my father was paying $48 a month rent. I feel for those people. I am a business person that believes that the business, for the community to do well, the business community has to do well. And I believe in people. I came from being a small store owner. I believe in those people they work hard. They work 80 hours a week, and they should have a chance to succeed. I don't believe that we should punish success like our administration in Washington believes today.
A lot of those people that you're talking about, though, believe that unions are the best way to guarantee their success.
The problem with the unions are today, look, my father was a union man. He worked hard, but we can't let the unions go out of control. And like I said before, when all the Democratic candidates that are running right now, that the unions are frothing at the mouth that we should get one of them elected, that's sin. I'm not anti-union, but I believe the taxpayer deserves a good deal.
Okay. We're going to leave it at that because we are out of time, but a pleasure talking to you again. We will see. We'll look in December, early January, and see where things stand, and maybe try and get you back on the program again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. When we come back, we're going to turn to New Jersey and interview with the Garden State's feisty governor. All after this.